Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to your online chemistry class, class A. As we have completed lesson number 4, that is atomic structure. Today let's discuss the exercises of this chapter. So question number 1, exercise A, short answer questions. Are cathode rays different from anode rays? This is the answer to question number 1, that is you have to divide the page into 2 columns and then write the question based on differences, although I have just given one difference because it's a short answer question. So in cathode rays you will write they consist of negatively charged particles, and for the anode rays you will write they consist of the positively charged particles called protons, and cathode ray consist of negatively charged particles called electrons. Question number 2, write 2 properties each of electrons, protons and neutrons. Second answer, so this table is given in your book, that is 4.1, that is page number 47. You have to write 2 properties each of electrons, protons and neutrons. You can write any of them, symbol, charge or mass. Any 2 of them you can mention. That is, the symbol of electron is E or E1, but basically it is better you write the charge and mass. That is, charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power of, it's not very clearly visible this side, and the mass also you can mention, and the plus 1 point, the charge of proton, whatever the charge of proton is, and you can mention it. That is, the charge of electron is how much? That is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, and charge of proton is the same or it is different. Yes, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. That is a negative sign, and this has a positive sign. Electron one has a negative and this one has a positive charge, while neutron has no charge, it is neutral. And similarly with the mass, you can write the mass of electron as 1.67 into 10 to the power of 24 grams, and same with the mass of the proton also. Is that clear? So it is the mass of an electron you can write as 9.1 into 10 to the power of 28 grams, sorry, not as 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams, because that is negligible, and mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. Is that clear? Then neutron, the same, you can write the same, it is slightly more than that of proton, that is 1.675 into 10 to the power of minus 24. So this is the second answer. So the next question, the answer is, that is, the J.J. Thomson has been asked. You have to J.J. Thomson's model. What is J.J. Thomson's model, or what is Plum-Pudding model of an atom? You just have to give this much, that is, from J.J. Thomson compared the atom with the Christmas pudding, in which the dry fruits represent the electrons and the whole pudding as positively charged atom model. So here till here you have to write, and along with that you have to draw this diagram also. That is the first paragraph on page number 45. So the definitions are given on page number 48 and 49. So the definition, the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom of an element is called the atomic number. Here this is the answer. And mass number, the total number of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom of an element is called the mass number. This is the answer to this question. Is it clear? Next question, how are isotopes different from isobars? It is on page number 49 in the second column. where the isotopes and isobar are given. You can see what is it denoting? What are isotopes? Yes, the atoms of an element that have the same atomic number but different mass number. And similarly, the isobars, the atoms of different elements having different atomic number but same mass number. So here examples are also given. It's clear that I have shown in yellow. So examples of isotopes, you can give any of these: carbon, hydrogen or chlorine. In the case of isobars also similarly you can give. It is given over here as examples. Is that clear? Next is the electronic configuration, definitions of electronic configuration, then valence shell, valency and radicals. So electronic configuration definition is on page number 50 over here. Yeah, that is the distribution of electron in different energy levels or shells in the order of increasing energy around the nucleus of an atom is called the electronic configuration. That is from here to here, page number 50. Then similarly valence shell, page number 51. That is the outermost shell of an atom is called its valence shell, in the last paragraph on page number 51. Is it clear? And definition of valency on page number 52, that is the combining capacity. This over here, the whole definition, the combining capacity of an atom of element with the atom of other element form molecules. To form molecules is called valency. This whole definition you have to write. Then radical is on definition is page number 55. That is over here in the second column. A radical is an atom of an element, or over here the whole definition, or a group of different elements that behave as a single unit with positive or negative charge on it. This whole definition over here. Next question, what is Bohr-Berry scheme and the octet rule? So the Bohr-Berry scheme and octet rule both are given on page number 51 in the first column. That is over here, the Bohr-Berry scheme gives the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a shell of an atom. Is it clear? This all which I have shown in yellow. You don't have to write the various points, you just have to give the answer in short. Then the octet rule, the outermost shell of an atom cannot accommodate more than 8 electrons even when it has the capacity to accommodate more electrons. This is called octet rule. The whole last paragraph in the first column. Is it clear? Now this is the answer to question number 8. Write electronic configuration: magnesium, carbon, neon and argon. Here I have left one point, that is element. You will write the spelling of magnesium, and then in the next column you will write the symbol. Is it clear? And then as I have given this under symbol, and then the atomic number of magnesium is 12, so its electronic configuration is 282. Is it clear? Now next is carbon, symbol C, atomic number 6 and 24 is the electronic configuration. Then neon, Ne, it is not very clear, please if you have any doubts you can consult the book also. Atomic number 10, then 2 and 8. Then oxygen, symbol O, atomic number 8 and 2 and 6 is the electronic configuration. This is the answer that you will write in your copies. All the answers which I have discussed you have to write in your copies. Next, question 9, why are some elements unreactive? So again I am repeating it, that is, what is inert gas? The electronic configuration. Why do atoms combine? So inert gas configuration is what? That is on the page number 52 only, in the second column only, after you have written why some elements are unreactive. You can write the atoms here. The atoms that have 8 electrons in the outermost shell are very stable and this is called inert gas configuration. Why do atoms combine? You can write in short, the atoms combine to attain stability. Atoms combine to attain stability. Then what is variable valency is the next question, and give 2 examples. Now you can see the definition, that is the variable valency in the first paragraph. That is the variable valency. Some elements exhibit more than one valency, they are said to have variable valency. Example, you can give any example from this table. Table 4.6. Is it clear? Any 2 examples, that is mercury, copper, silver, lead, any 2 examples you can give. And write the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. Page number 41. Dalton's atomic theory, page number 41. You can write the points which are given under Dalton's atomic theory. All of them are important, so you need to write all of them. Is it clear? This is the Dalton's atomic theory. Point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points are there. Is it clear? Now for Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment, we will start from page number 45 and 46, where conclusions are completed. You will write this. You have to write from here, and you have to draw the diagram. You have to write everything over here, that is whatever points are there. The points are alpha Rutherford bombarded a thin gold foil with alpha particles in an evacuated chamber. These particles got scattered and were allowed to strike on a circular zinc sulfide coated plate. Then you will write what he observed, all the observations and conclusions, 1, 2, 3. Is it clear? So this answer continues on the next page as well, that is on page number 46 till here. This and this also. So you need not write these lengthy questions, detailed questions in your copy. You can just do them, mark them in your book, learn from the book. And the diagrams of plum pudding model and the fourth model and other Thomson, all the other models that are there, that is the modern atom, all of them are important. Now this answer of the third question, modern atomic theory, that is the structure of an atom according to the modern theory. All these points have to be taken into account. That is on page number 48, along with the diagram that is given. This also you need not do, but you have to understand wherever this answer comes, you have to know the points till point number 6. Is it clear? Point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and point number 6. Is it clear? So the question C, where you have 2 application or skill based question. Complete the following table. You have been given name of 3 elements, that is phosphorus, argon and potassium, and you have to write the symbol. So phosphorus has the symbol of P and argon has symbol of AR. Is that clear? Argon is AR and the symbol of phosphorus is P. Is it clear? Next is you have written the symbol, then the atomic numbers are given 15, 18 and potassium. Now you have to find out. How do you have to find out? Because the mass number is already been given 39, number of protons is 19, that means the atomic number of potassium is 19. Is it clear? And moving on to the next column, that is mass number, protons. Now for mass number for phosphorus, the atomic number has been given as 15 and the number of neutrons have already been given as 16. You can easily find out because atomic number signifies the number of protons, so protons plus the neutrons give you the mass number. So that becomes how much? That is 31. And then for argon, 18 plus 22, the neutron column is not very clear, you can see from your book, this is 40. Is it clear? This is 40. Next is the number of protons. It will be the same over here, that is it will be same as the atomic number, that is 15, and with argon again the number of protons will be the same as atomic number, that is 18. Then the number of electrons will be the same as the number of protons, that is 15, 18 and 19. And neutrons have not been given in the last column. For potassium, where the mass number is 39 and the protons are 19, that is atomic number is also 19. So you can easily calculate it by subtracting the atomic number from the mass number. 39 minus 19, is it clear? That is equal to 20. This is the number of neutrons for potassium. Then next is question 2. Observe the given picture, answer the following questions. So what is it? Label the given picture. So A is what? A is the energy level or orbit, you can say. Write it as orbit, orbit. Is it clear? Be particular with the spelling. Might not be very clear while I am writing on the Jamboard. This is orbit. Then B is electron, because that is the negative sign that it is showing. It is the electron. Then C is the nucleus. I am just writing the spelling. nucleus. Then D are both with the positive sign are the protons, and the neutral sign with no sign are the neutrons. protons and neutrons are the neutrons. Is it clear? Now name the element and write its electronic configuration. You can count the number of electrons. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, for 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second one, then again 8 in the third one, LMN. Is that clear? I am writing it down again. 2 in the first one, 8 in the second one, again 8 in the third one, and 2 in the last one. 2, 8, 8, 2. So that means 20 electrons are there. So it is which element? Yes. If you have not learned, then please start learning, because you will be having your half yearly exams in October. This is calcium. Atomic number 20. Is it clear? Now how will you represent it? By writing the mass number and the atomic number. That is calcium. How will you represent? Yes, you will write it as 40 and 20, or you can write both on the same side, 40 and 20. Is it clear? Next is, how many electron, protons and neutrons does it have? It has how many electrons? Yes, 20, right. Then protons 20 and neutrons also. 40 minus 20 is how much? It is 20. Is it clear? Then how many valence electrons does it have? It has, you can see in the last shell, there are 2 electrons, 1 and 2. So this is 2. So when the valence electrons are 2, that means the valency is also 2 only. What is the valency of the given element? 2. Now please do all the questions in your answer to all the questions in your notebooks. No need to do exercise B in your copy. Let's do but do exercise A and C in your copy and draw the diagrams wherever necessary. Revise the chapter. I will take the test after the unit test too. Is that clear? Keep on learning and revising your chapters, because you will be having your half yearly exams in the month of October, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.